and for my informative speech, I'm going to be informing you all on the U.S. men's national team and their progress in the 2014 FIFA World Cup. So this year, the World Cup was held in Brazil, and this is a jersey of the Brazilian national team from the 2010 World Cup, and Kaká is the player. This is my first prop. Every 4 years, all the nations come together to decide who the best soccer team in the world is. And it's called the FIFA World Cup, and there's 32 teams that compete in it. One of the 32 teams happens to be the United States. And so, for the first part of my speech, I'm going to inform you guys on some of the controversy leading up to the World Cup with the U.S. and the men's national team. The first bit was the U.S. men's national coach, a few weeks before the World Cup actually started, was reported saying that he didn't believe the U.S. men's national team could actually win the World Cup. Now, realistically, they can't. The U.S. men's national team isn't that good, but as a coach, you should never say that about your team. And so there was a lot of controversy about that, and about a week later, he cut their best player. Because leading into the World Cup, you're allowed to have about 40 men on your roster. But once you actually travel to the site, you can only have 23 men. And Landon Donovan, the leading goal scorer for the United States men's national team, was left off this 23-man roster. He was cited as being too old, slow, but right after being cut, he joined his team in the MLS, and he scored 3 goals, so that was a little bit of a controversy. Now, once they actually made it to Brazil, they did a lot better than people thought. They were in the group of death, which was Group G, and that included Germany, Portugal, and Ghana, Ghana's become somewhat of a rival for the United States men's national team, knocking them out the past 2 World Cups. And so the goal for this first game against Ghana was to beat Ghana and to advance out of the Group G, group of death. Against Ghana, it was a good game. We scored early in the first minute, or in the first 3 minutes, and the United States men's national team looked like they had it. Ghana came back and scored, and in the last few minutes, United States, John Brooks went up and headed the ball in, and he scored the game-winning goal. The United States got the first win and improved by beating Ghana. In the second game, we played Portugal, who has one of the arguably best players in the world in Cristiano Ronaldo. The United States men's team led the whole game in extra time, and injury time actually. Cristiano Ronaldo crossed the ball, scored, they tied against the United States. So it was 1 win, 1 draw. In order for us to advance to the elimination stage, the United States men's national team either had to draw with Germany, or they had to get beat by less than what Portugal would win by, which is kind of a confusing situation. But the way it works out is the top 2 teams from each group advance on to the next stage. And so U.S. was right on the brink. In the game against Germany, they went down early, but it just so happened that Portugal scored enough goals against Ghana for us to advance. So even with the loss against Germany, we advanced from the group of death, which is a huge accomplishment. In the round of 16, which is the farthest the United States men's team has ever gone, they played against Belgium. And against Belgium, they struggled a good bit. They couldn't generate offense. They were shot on multiple times, and Tim Howard actually had 15 saves, which is a World Cup record. And that's our goalkeeper. And he had 15 saves, helping Belgium advance. But in injury time, it was just too much. Extra time, Belgium was too much, and they ended up winning, crushing America's dream of winning the World Cup, or even advancing past the round of 16. So now we're left tomorrow with the last game of the World Cup. America's not in it, so some people have lost interest. But for real soccer fans or fans of Argentina or Germany, there's still interest. So tomorrow at 4 o'clock, the Argentinian men national team and the German national team will compete to see who is the best team in the world. And this game will conclude the 2014 FIFA